Hey kids, welcome back to Lakeside Kids Online. I'm Miss Brenna. I'm so glad you joined me today. Let's start with a prayer. Dear God, I thank you for this day. I thank you for every kiddo who's at home watching. God, I thank you for this time that we get to have to learn more about you. God, I pray that you speak to us, that you are with us. We love you. We thank you. Amen. Welcome to our last lesson in our series of real love. So far, we've learned about the night that Nicodemus snuck out to meet Jesus and hear that God loves everyone. We learned about the story of the Good Samaritan who showed God's love through kindness when he helped the Israelite. And last week, we also learned that Jesus taught an amazing message in the Sermon on the Mount that he said to love our enemies. And it was crazy. This week's lesson isn't really a story, but it's another amazing teaching, and it's a rule that Jesus wants us to know. Now you might be thinking, not another rule. I have so many rules, and I bet you do have a lot of rules. I have a lot of rules too. That's just kind of normal. We have rules that we need to follow. And so my question today is, what are some of the rules that you follow at home? And why do you follow them? Let's hear what some of my friends have to say.
I have rules that I should always be kind to my sister, and I should always be cleaning, and always should be kind to the parents and my siblings. And I don't always follow them, but most of the time I do. I clean the sink, and I do my homework, and I don't track mud in my house, and I clean my bed, and so sometimes I clean my bed, but sometimes I clean my room, and I fold clothes.
Do you always follow those rules?
Sometimes.
I have to not track mud in the house. I have to get my homework done. And I can't be mean. I also have to do some of my chores as well. Now, I don't always follow them because they're for certain reasons.
Those are all really important rules, guys. Thank you. And when we follow those rules, it shows that we're respecting the people that made them. It means that we're respecting our parents or our teachers or the laws that we have to live by. And it's good to respect those. Well, today's story is about a rule that God gives us, and it's really, really important. It might even be, actually, I think it is more important than any rule you could ever think of. Now, that's kind of crazy. Let's head over to Mr. Kelly to see what our big idea is, and then jump into this lesson.
Hey, it's Duke LaBoom.
Hi everyone. It's another fun week of showing God's love to people. It's so
Duke, there's
amazing. I know. How did you guess that?
well, actually, LaBoom,
Yes, it's actually amazing. Yesterday, this guy cut in front of me, and I was gonna be so mad, but instead I decided to be kind. Even though it was hard, he was so thankful, and then he explained to me that he was in a hurry. There was a stray dog out in the middle of the street, and he was so hungry.
I'm proud of you. I mean, and you know what? That is a great example of today's, big idea. The big idea is love is the best choice. But hey, Laboom, yeah, I gotta tell you, you've got some toilet paper on your shoe.
Oh, thanks for telling me. Oh, that was very loving and kind of you. Oh, gross. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, you have something stuck in your teeth.
I have something in my teeth? Oh. Back to you.
Thanks, Mr. Kelly. That's a great big idea. Love is the best choice. It is always the best choice. Now, this week's lesson starts with someone asking Jesus a question. Remember a few weeks ago when the Pharisee asked Jesus a trick question? Well, this lesson starts with another question. And this question is, which is the most important of all the commandments? See, a teacher of the law wanted Jesus to answer this question. And do you know what a commandment is? Yes, it's a law or it's a rule. That's why we were talking about rules earlier, because we're learning the greatest commandment, the greatest rule that God has for us today. Now, we first learned the word commandment when Moses wrote the 10 Commandments in the Old Testament. He heard these 10 Commandments from God and he wrote them on big tablets of stone, and they were the most important rules that everyone was supposed to follow. Some of them were worship God only, honor your parents, do not steal, do not lie, and the list went on. And now, fast forward to Jesus' time, those commandments were still important, but Jesus had one other commandment that he wanted to make sure everyone knew. So let's dive into our Bibles and see what that is. In Mark chapter 12, verses 29 through 31, it says this. Jesus answered, "Here's the most important one. Moses said, 'Israel, listen to me. The Lord is our God. The Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Love him with all your mind and with all your strength.' And here is the second one. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. There is no commandment more important than these." See, all month we've been learning about God's love. And now we need to figure out, how do we love God? Jesus tells us that we need to love God with our heart, soul, mind, and strength. That means we need to love God with everything. And that is kind of a big ask. And Jesus even says that we need to love others as ourselves, which means that we also need to love them with everything that we have. But it doesn't stop there. Now we need to find out why loving God and loving others with everything we have is so important to God. Why do we need to do that? Let's head over to Mr. Kelly to see what he thinks.
Miss Brenna, whoa, what a crazy, awesome story. That's super, super cool. And kids, that's got to be the best rule. I mean, I know we got a lot of rules, and not all of them are really that cool. But that rule is awesome. It is super, super easy. So let's make sure we do that the rest of the week, and we'll see you next time. No, just kidding. It's way hard, right? It's super hard. That rule is the best rule, but it's super hard at times, and I get it. In fact, let me show you something. I have these glasses here that I want you to take a look at. Each glass is representing our heart and our soul and our mind and our strength. And when we do things like love our neighbors and love God, our cups are filled up. They get to overflow. Let me show you. We're going to love God with our heart. Yeah, we're going to love him with our soul, and we're going to love him with our mind, and even our strength. Yeah, how awesome is that? And we're done, right? That's it? That's all we got to do? Love him with a little bit of our heart, love him with a little bit of our soul, a little bit of strength, and we're good? No. Does that look good? Are those cups flowing over? Are they totally full? See, these are you and I, and these are our vessels. And then not until that we are loving God with all our heart. Like Miss Brenda, I mean all of our heart. And what about all of our soul? Yeah, we need to be loving all of it till it flows over. Should we stop there? No. And we can love God with all of our mind. Yes, until it overflows. And what about our strength? Just a little bit of strength? There you go, God. How about that? No, we're going to go all in, all of our strength until it is overflowing. That is loving God with all of our heart, all of our strength, all of our mind, everything. And that is how we love God. That's how we show others that we can love God. And by the way, God loves that. So earlier today, we learned, our story comes from the book of Mark. And where we learned that Jesus was teaching about what the greatest commandment was. And then we learned about what that man's response was to that commandment. So grab your Bible. I know you have them by now. They're ready to go. Open up to Mark, book of Mark, starting at chapter 12 and verse 32. And it says, "You have spoken well, teacher," the man replied. "You are right in saying that God is one. There is no other God but Him. To love God with all your heart and mind and strength is very important. So in loving your neighbor as yourself." And Jesus saw that the man had answered wisely. And He said to him, "You are not far from God's kingdom." From then on, no one dared to ask Jesus any more questions. Man, I love this story. And I like how that guy, the man that we were talking about in the story, understood that commandment. And he understood how important it was. And I want to convey that message to you, that it's super duper important. And it's not just like loving most of the time. Like most of us were like, yeah, we got most of it right. Well, yeah. No, God's talking about all of it. All your heart, all your strength, and all your mind, right? Not just on Sundays and Mondays. We're talking every day. But the best part about it, I love what that story says, was like when that man was doing that, when he was loving with everything and he realized how important it was, Jesus was like, you are so close to the kingdom of God. And that's where I want to invite you, to encourage, to inspire you to live like that. So this week and every day, practice that. Practice loving your neighbors, your brothers and sisters, your mom and dad, people you don't even know, people you don't even like, with all your heart and all your strength. Do it so that your cup is overflowing too. Do it that your heart overflows and your soul and your strength and everything about you overflows. I know it's hard, but I know you can do it with God's strength. Amen? All right. Brenna, back to you.
Thanks, Mr. Kelly. This month, we have learned so much. Now let's see if you guys can remember our big ideas. Our first one was, God loves everyone. Good job. Our second one is that I can show God's love through kindness. Great job. Our third one was, I can show God's love even when it's hard. Yes, good job. And the one we learned today, love is the best choice. Now, out of all of those big ideas, what is the one word that was the same in each one? Yes, it's love. Love carried through this whole month. It was in every big idea, every story, every teaching. And the truth is, love is in every story in the Bible. It's shown through God's love, it's shown through Jesus' love, it's shown through love from others. And you see, love is the best big idea. Love is the big idea always. God calls us to live with love, to love Him, to love others, to love our enemies. And when we do that, when we really love everyone with everything that we have, it will change who we are, and it will bring us closer to God, and it will bring others closer to God. Let's close with a prayer. Dear God, I thank you for this whole month. God, you have shown us what real love is, God, and I pray that we can continue to learn about your love, continue to learn what it looks like to love everyone around us with everything we have. God, we love you, we thank you, amen. I hope you guys can go forward with the rest of your life choosing to love first, because it is so important. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you all, and I hope to see you soon. Bye, guys.
You spoke one word, and the dark became light. I believe it, yeah. You spoke my name, and my heart came to life. I believe it, yeah. I wanna sing about it, I wanna scream and shout it. I'm gonna sing it right now. At the top of my lungs I sing, with all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs I'll sing, with all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs. Yeah, at the top of my lungs. You're all I need every day in my life. I believe it, yeah. You're all I need, always here by my side. I believe it, yeah. I wanna sing about it, I wanna scream and shout it. I wanna sing it right now. At the top of my lungs I'll sing, with all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs I'll sing, with all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs. Yeah, at the top of my lungs. At the top of my lungs. I'm gonna scream it, oh, I'm gonna shout it. I'm gonna sing it out. At the top of my lungs. I'm gonna scream it, oh, I'm gonna shout it. I'm gonna sing it right now. At the top of my lungs I'll sing, with all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs I'll sing, with all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs I'll sing, with all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason that I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs. At the top of my lungs. Yeah, at the top of my lungs.
Hey kids! I just wanted to come on and say thank you so much, all of you Lakeside Kids families, that you have continued to watch these videos for all these months. Mr. Kelly and I have loved making them for you. It has filled us with joy, and I wanted to let you know that this is our last Lakeside Kids online video, and that is because we are opening today on February 28th, and we are so excited, but we also understand that if you're home watching this video right now, it's probably because you're not ready to come back, and that is totally okay. We miss you. We can't wait to see you soon, but we want you to be comfortable and ready. And we will be here in the new 2-5 room. This is going to be the room for 2nd through 5th grade. And Mr. Kelly and I will be here. We'll be ready to see you when you're comfortable and when you're ready. And we love you all and hope to see you soon. Bye, guys.